I'm John Marino, Senior Editor for The Deal in our New York City headquarters, joined by Raun Schlesinger, who's WP Carey's co-head of self-storage investments. Liz, thank you for taking out some time to chat with us today. It seems like right now in the sector, deals are kind of taking off a little bit, and maybe this is kind of a change from what used to take place before. So bring us up to date on the state of the industry.
Well, self-storage has been the best performing asset class in the last 10 years over other real estate asset classes. And so it has drawn attention and new entrants in the space. We've been investing in the asset class since 2004 and have steadily become one of the top 10 players in the space. We've seen multiple entrants come and go in the space. The average deal size is only $5 million. So a lot of entrants get excited about the cash flow and the long-term income-producing attractive characteristics of the space, but then can't get the scale that they want. So we've seen sort of this story before of large groups trying to get into the space and not be able to get the scale that they want quick enough and get frustrated and move on.
All right, and I guess really quickly, talk to us about what you're seeing in terms of challenges within the industry, whether that's sourcing deals or fighting off other competitors.
Well, it's certainly a challenging environment, and that just means that we need to do a better job of uncovering every possible deal that we have. We've found that having a large portfolio of assets and being in the space for a long time, having a network of potential sellers and brokers is the easiest way to source deals. A recent deal that was sourced through an owner was located across the street from a property that we currently own. They contacted us directly because it made sense for us to be the buyer, and we were able to get extremely competitive on the deal because it was a defensive and offensive move on our part to defend our current asset and also add value to that asset. So that's typically the way we can source deals. It's a little different than other new entrants in the space.
And you keep talking about these new entrants in the space, and also I guess the fact that it seems that the value of these assets is continuing to grow. Whenever that happens, we have to start asking questions about risk. So what do you view as a potential risk hazard for some of the investors out there?
Well, I think you have to buy any asset right. The most important component of investing is ensuring that you're buying the asset right and also managing it right. We actually marry our investment team in our operating and oversight of the management aspects as an investment group, because we find that being in the weeds on the operations side actually informs and makes you a better investor on the investor side, because you can see what goes wrong on certain properties. So I think just having that long-term expertise in the sector certainly mitigates the risks for ourselves.
One more quick question. When you take on the factors of low capex, when you take on the factors of more people coming into the space right now, what are some common management mistakes that people might make on their first few deals?
I think people can sometimes assume that this is just real estate and get the people component of the investment incorrect. So it is important to have the right manager at the property who's sales-oriented and who is greeting the customers in a very sales-oriented and customer service-friendly manner. People expect to be treated well as tenants, and we make a lot of effort to make sure that that person in the store is the right person managing our property.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us here in our New York City headquarters. The Deal, I'm John Marino.